My name is Julie Ambani, and on this channel we talk. So this is one today, of the main characters, and the other main character is at the back. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Julie Ambani, and on this channel we talk about books, literature, development, and a sprinkle of other things here and there. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel and turn on the notification button to be receiving notifications every time I upload a new video. So today we're going to be doing a quick book review of Honey and Spice by Bolu Babalola. I recently finished this book like a week ago, and I had some thoughts about it. I will say it's a book in the contemporary romance genre. I've seen some people classify it in the new adult, but I would also say it's a young adult kind of book. My first impressions, I really loved the cover. It's one of the things that really drew me to the book. It's a nice cover. And then I also really enjoyed the title, Honey and Spice. So from the title, Honey and Spice, you're kind of expecting something, right? And for those who follow me on Goodreads, my initial rating of this book had been 3.5 stars. But after a while, I changed the rating to an overall of 4 stars because I felt that it will not be fair to give it 3.5 stars because I think to the right audience, this is actually a very good book. So I'll just give a brief synopsis about what the book is about without spoiling too much. So the book follows two main characters. Our first main character is Kikiola, also known as Kiki, and the second main character is Malachi, also known as Kai. So Kiki is I hate using this word, but I'm just going to use it. She's woke. She knows herself. She knows what she loves. She's feisty, a bit sassy. She's just, those up-to-date women. She hosts a radio show called Brown Sugar where she gives advice to the Black students of the college that she's at. Malachi is a new student who just joined the campus, is causing a commotion because he's very handsome. All the girls want him, So those are the two main characters. And I'm not sure to talk about the plot without spoiling it, but these two characters find themselves in the crosshairs of each other, and they actually have to work together to both achieve individual goals and to maintain their status in the university. So for this book, I will say if you enjoyed Dear White People on Netflix, I got literally the same vibe to this book. For those of you who don't know what Dear White People is about, maybe you can just look it up, but I got almost the same vibe. I guess maybe because it's a lead Black character who has a radio show giving advice and then kind of goes against her own advice kind of vibes. I think that's why I made the comparison. Also, if you love To All the Boys I've Loved Before on Netflix, you will enjoy this because there's the whole fake dating trope going on, as well as a bit of enemies to lovers going on. So I think if you love a mixture of those two, you'll enjoy this book. So for me, my thoughts on this book was that, yes, it was enjoyable. To be sincere, the first few chapters, I struggled getting into whatever was happening in this book because first, it starts off with a bang, which is good. But then there was so much happening, and also the lingo. Do people say lingo anymore? The lingo was very UK. If you watch what's this girl's name? This girl for Are You Not Embarrassed? What's her name? Yeah, her name is Nella Rose. If you watch Nella Rose and her friends, Adiola and Mariam, how they kind of speak is the lingo I got here. So it took me a minute to get into it, but by chapter 5, chapter 6, I was okay with the language being used. For a moment, I was also a bit irked by how these characters are behaving until it got to a point where they mentioned that the characters are 20 years old. Then now it started making more sense because I was like, okay, I can see myself at 20 behaving like this, or I get where they're from. I think for some reason I had assumed these people are in their 25, 26 I'm not sure why I assumed that, but like it had put me off a bit. But the more you read with that in mind, it makes sense to the story. Some of the things I liked about this book were that there was a lot of pop cultural references. For example, they mentioned a lot of recent musicians like Burna Boy, Skepta. If you listen to UK grime, you know Skepta is a big deal. So there was Burna Boy, Skepta, I think Beyonce, I saw Wizkid, I saw Simi. So yeah, it's good to see like up-to-date references, especially for Black people in the music that's being referenced. Sorry, I was just opening my book where I wrote the notes. Another thing I really liked is that there was a lot of real life situations being depicted in the book, like real life social issues, I guess, that Black people will face in a college or university that's mostly white dominated. For example, there was a scene about, you know, Malachi almost being arrested for something he didn't even do. That, if we all follow the news right now, we know it's something that's currently happening. There was also, you know, like a lot of talk about the integration of the Blacks in the white society, how sometimes some places will want just enough Blacks to remain like inclusive, but not too many, because they feel like if it's too many Blacks, then it's going to be rogue or hood, stuff like that. They really brought it out here. There was also a lot of vulnerability around love. I liked seeing that being shown out, especially between Amina and Kofi. That's Amina is Kiki's best friend and Kofi is Malachi's best friend. There was also talk about mental health issues such as depression. So all in all, yes, the book was very inclusive about a number of things. Some of what I didn't necessarily like was that I felt the book could have used a bit more spice. For a book called Honey and Spice, I didn't feel like the spice was necessarily there. Maybe you could say Kiki's character was a bit spicy, but when you give me a romance book and the title is Honey and Spice, I do expect to see the spice. And I'm not even talking about in a sexual context necessarily, but for me, I just felt like the spice part of it was not there enough. It could have been more. I also felt a bit that the ending was a bit, I don't want to say ambiguous, but I feel like it could have been wrapped up much better. But all in all, I feel like this was a great book. I personally would love to see such a movie. I am a sucker for cute movies, and I think this will make a really cute movie. It was a good book. I do recommend it, but I have to give a disclaimer. Don't go into it expecting something heavy, something mature. Just as I've said, is exactly how it is. It's young love, it's cute love, it's sweet love. The characters are healing and learning to embrace themselves, and you know, they're just bringing themselves to the reality that the world is not out to get them. So I would say approach it with that mindset and you will enjoy it. If you're if you're conversant with Twitter and current trending stuff, then I think you would enjoy this book much more, because it does borrow a lot from that kind of lingo and whatever is happening in the current world. All in all, I gave this a 4-star after reconsidering. I think with the right audience, it would really be an enjoyable book. Would I recommend it for everyone? If you have an open mind, then you will enjoy it. So I guess that's all. That's a wrap. Let me know if you've read this book in the comments and what you thought of it. If not, let me know if you think you're going to read it, if it's up your alley. And you can also drop some other suggestions of book with a similar vibe that I can check out. But that's a wrap for now. Have a good day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.